How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, here to recap week 2 of the NFL season. So, after going 8-8 last week, uh, felt all right. First time doing one of these predictions, and I mean, 500, not good, not bad. Right there in the middle, of course. So, I was really hoping to start out strong, but hey, guess what? This week, shut up, phone. 10-6. You know, we got a winning record right now. All right, that's all I care about. I'm happy with it. So we're gonna go over the games and see what I got right, see what I got wrong. Starting with Thursday's Minnesota and Philadelphia. So that was a close game, closer than I thought it was going to be, and Minnesota actually had a chance, but Butterfingers, I guess is the best way to put it, just could not hold on to the ball when it mattered and ended up, I mean, coughing the game away. Kirk Cousins played really well for Minnesota, so you can't necessarily put it on him, but I'm sure there's going to be Vikings fans that blame him for everything. So, whatever. Uh, yeah, I took Philly in that matchup, and like I said, it was a lot closer of a game than I thought it was going to be, but I was right. So, next game, Chargers and Titans, which I picked the Chargers, who ended up losing in overtime. So we're 1-1 if you're keeping track right now. What is going on with the Chargers? I mean, I guess Chargers will do Chargers things, but this early in the season, I didn't expect that. I know they didn't have Austin Eckler, which is a pretty big, uh, pretty big blow to their offense. But I mean, Keenan Allen played out of his mind. Herbert, I mean, he was all right. Well, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's I don't know what happened. I really don't. Yeah, Chargers just choked it away. Third game. Oh, speaking of choking it away, Green Bay versus Atlanta in Atlanta. Well, I picked the Packers. So we're 1-2 now. Uh, I know I saw the score at one point, and Green Bay was up what, double digits? I thought they were going to cruise to a pretty comfortable game. Then all of a sudden, the final score came up, and it was 25-24 Atlanta. I guess I guess Ritter isn't playing the worst, which I didn't think the Falcons had a quarterback this year after Mariota left. Who, don't get me started on that. I didn't think they had anybody, but that's egg on my face. Uh, wow, we're just going with a string of losses here because next up was Baltimore and the Bengals, and I chose the Bengals thinking they were going to have a breakout game. Or AFC North always physical, always tough games. You can never really be too sure who's going to win. And I thought Cincy would come out swinging, but Baltimore just had an answer for everything. I mean, it wasn't super impressive between the two, but I mean, they're usually slugfests. But I mean, Bengals started out 0-2 last year. They ended up in the playoffs. Like they just they got to turn it around. I mean, Burrow is questionable for week 3, so I don't know. That's definitely not going to help. But they can't afford to lose this next game. Who they play? Oh, they got the Rams on Monday night. Okay. Yeah, they need Burrow. That we'll get into that next video. Yeah, so I picked the Bengals. We're now 1-3 because I just can't pick a winner, I guess, until we get to the Raiders and Bills. That was a great game for the first 5 minutes or so. At least for a Raiders fan, the first 5 minutes were great. After that, it was all downhill. Oh, and of course, I chose the Bills. So hey, we're in the win column again. So yeah, that was embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe I'll do a separate video about ranting about the Raiders and their deficiencies and inefficiencies and why they upset me. But for now, we're gonna move on. So we got Chiefs and Jags. Again, close game. Closer than last year's playoff game, which was, I believe, a 14-point win by the Chiefs. They won by 8. I didn't expect it to be this low scoring, at least, but surprised me. Jaguars just couldn't get it done in the red zone, but it was a pretty good game. I actually watched that one for a little while, along with the Bills Raiders debacle. But uh, I mean, that's what happens when you get Travis Kelce on the field. He may not have had the biggest game, but just having him on the field makes everybody else so much more comfortable, and it's ridiculous. Moving on. Here's a surprise: Seattle and Detroit. I had the Lions winning, and Seattle just kind of crapped all over that. I mean, it took overtime to do it, but I did not see this one coming. I thought Detroit, big win week 1 against the Chiefs. They were riding high. Maybe that's what happened. They overlooked the Seahawks, and Seahawks made them pay. Uh, yeah, that one surprised me. Um, I can't say I'm upset about it. I really have no horse in either one in that race, no matter what. But it was interesting to see it, very least. So then we go Colts and the Texans. Yeah, it went about how I expected. I watched the highlights. Colts. Well, the Colts could have a quarterback of the future, Anthony Richardson, but that's 2 games, 2 weeks, 2 weeks in a row that he has ended the game on injury report. Now, granted, the after week 1, it was nothing, whatever, but this is a concussion. Could could be bad, but concussions are never anything fun. I hope he's healthy because he's he's a big surprise. I figured with the Colts he wasn't gonna do much, but he surprised me so far in the first 2 weeks. I hope he's healthy, and I hope he learns to protect himself. Honestly, That would be terrible to see. But yeah, I took the Colts over the Texans. Colts were effective all game. They just got to do whatever they wanted, honestly. 31-20 was the final score. It 11 points, but it wasn't that close, honestly. Yeah, couple couple garbage time points for the Texans. That don't matter. So then we got next Bears versus the Bucks. Okay, so this is a case of are is the Bears offense that bad, or is the Buccaneers defense actually good? And is Baker Mayfield actually good? Like, I mean, Baker hasn't been bad. Like, he's been decent, serviceable, but is he good? I don't know. But that defense looked really good against the Bears. But I don't know. I don't know. It's the Bears. I unfortunately bought into the Bears hype train before the start of the season, and I thought they were going to be a lot better, but haven't shown me anything yet. It's early. Maybe they'll go on a 6, 7, 8 game win streak later in the season. Who knows? Doubt it. Maybe. Let's see here. Giants, Arizona. That was an interesting game to catch up on because Arizona, what was it, 21 points? 20, 21 points at the half. And Giants just decide to show up second half. 20 points. 20 to nothing. That sounds very similar to a game last year Arizona had. Oh, who'd they play? Week 2. Oh, that's right. The Raiders, who were up at halftime 20 to nothing. And anyway, Giants, yeah, came back, looked pathetic in the first half, and then I don't know if that was necessarily the Cardinals imploding or the Giants just saying, "Hey, we're better than this." But I mean, they came out swinging. It, that's the Giants that I thought I'd see because they seemed a little more hungry. I thought I'd see them at the beginning of the year, shut out 40 to nothing, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe this will wake up the team. Although I did see Saquon is injured. I don't know how serious it is. I haven't looked it up, but I don't know. They're going to need him if they actually want to stack some wins together. But I chose the Giants, so another one in the win column for me. And then we got following game 49ers Rams. I mean, division games. Division games are always interesting, which 49ers, what was it? 7 straight now? 8? I could be wrong. Against the Rams. Rams put up a little bit of a fight. Lost only by 7 points, but chose the Niners. Niners came away. They're looking pretty good. I'm not shocking anybody saying, yeah, Super Bowl contenders. Ooh. I'm not shocking anybody. Let's see here. Moving on to the Jets Cowboys. Before the season started, this game I picked Dallas to beat the Jets. I truly did. And after Rodgers went down week 1, I I it was gonna be a big blowout, which 20 points, yeah, I'd say that's a blowout. Sorry, Jets. Sorry, Jets fans. It's I don't it's not your year. maybe next year Rodgers comes back healthy, hopefully. Let's see here. Cowboys, yeah, we're going to move on. So we're going to go on to Washington and Denver. I picked the Broncos, and it ended in the craziest way that I could think of this week, anyway. A Hail Mary tipped, what, 3 times? And then caught, taken into the end zone, 2 points away. Broncos run a crosser, and the receiver gets absolutely mauled. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't Saints Rams a couple years ago in the playoffs. No, there was early contact, and they didn't get the flag. So Broncos ended up losing by 2. I mean, I have no love for the Broncos, obviously, but they got shafted. That's how the cookie crumbles. But I picked the Broncos. That's a loss. And so then we go Sunday night, Miami and New England. Which so Miami's offense carried the team last week. Miami's defense carried the team this week. If they could get both of them firing on all cylinders together, they're going to be a tough team to beat. I mean, offense played all right. They played well enough, but the defense made stops when they needed to. I don't know. Miami might be a scary team this year. So we'll go with the. Oh, I'm sorry. I did select Miami. If you watched my previous video, you would know that. So first of the doubleheader on Monday night, the Saints and the Panthers. Now I picked the Saints mainly because I have no faith in the Panthers whatsoever. Nothing about their team impresses me. Uh, Saints defense really good, or they played a very bad Panthers team. Who's to say? The offense struggled. Hopefully they can get that figured out, but who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I'm not gonna harp on it. So we'll go to the nightcap: Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So the Browns and the Steelers. I picked the Browns. I thought their defense would be able to overwhelm the Steelers' offense, which they did. They did. But the Steelers' defense saves the game, saves the day by getting 2 touchdowns. A first play of the game, and I mean, when they needed to seal it, they got the scoop and score, and then they just shut down Deshaun Watson, who garbage. But the big story, obviously, is Nick Chubb. I mean, oh, I saw a picture of it. I didn't even see the video or watch it live. I just missed. Like I think I just started watching in the late third, early fourth. I missed it. Oh, I'm not even worried about him coming back to football. I'm worried about him walking again. Honestly, that that looked nasty. So, uh, yeah, that puts me at 10-6. Hopefully, Chubb's okay and he comes out of it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm done with that now. But yeah, 10-6, first winning record. I feel good about it. This is the part where most people, as the video's winding down, like, comment, subscribe. Most of you guys know YouTube, so I, of course, I'd like that, but I'm not gonna hound you with it because a lot of us have grown up with YouTube. So I'll just say 10-6. week 3 coming up. I'll have that video tomorrow for you. And hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Have a good one.